Welcome everyone to YouTube and Discord. Discord live, and we have tonight is Baltimore Ravens take on Buffalo Bills on Sunday night primetime at 8:20 p.m. Highmark Stadium. So let's get to the matchups. Top three players for Baltimore Ravens is quarterback Lamar Jackson, halfback Derrick Henry, and Mike R. Smith. And three top players for Buffalo Bills. Quarterback Josh Allen, halfback Jay Cook, third, left edge G. Wasua. Let's go to injuries. For injuries, Baltimore Ravens have 10 injuries. So cornerback T. Tempa, he's out. Um, Mike J. Higgins 5, like 4. J. Higgins 4, he's out. Um, Cornerback Big Cone, he's out. Cornerback R. Longer Beam, he's out. Left tackle R. Stanley, he's out. Defense tackle B. Washington, he's out. Free safety A. Washington, he's out. Tight end K. Uba, he's out. Right edge A. Isaac, he's healthy again. And defense tackle and the Book, he's healthy. Now Buffalo Bills. Defense tackle, he's out. Defense D. Carter, he's out. Right tackle C. Lindit, he's out. Right edge Al Jackson, he's out. Defense tackle E. Oliver, he's out. Halfback T. Johnson, he's out. Right edge M. Hutchett, he's out. Free safety D. Hamlin, he's out. Strong safety T. Rapp, he's healthy. Kicker T. Bass, he's healthy. And left tackle T. Grablo, he's healthy. So let's get to the game and see you at the end of the quarter.
EA Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now?
On the Ravens sideline, head coach John Harbaugh, his team fired up and ready for this one. On the other side, Sean McDermott, now in his 9th season as the head man in Buffalo. Mike Tirico, Greggleton on hand. The rookie Tyler Loop has the honors. The first Sunday night game of the year. We are underway here in Buffalo. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The Bills offense are heading out, and they are led by the MVP of the National Football League, 29-year-old quarterback Josh Allen in the prime of his career.
Mike, as I think back to opening day over my years of playing in the NFL, it didn't matter if I was a rookie or going into my 14th season. I think every player goes into that game with just a little bit of extra nerves, thinking, new season, new opportunity. Can I still do this at a high level? And, man, you get through that first game, and it feels like you can finally take a deep breath and let the season unfold. There's going to be a lot of nerves in this one here today, but the team that settles down the fastest and just gets back to playing ball, they're going to have a big advantage coming away with a big win today.
To the left side, it's caught by Shakir. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up third down.
That's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 3.
From the gun, it's Allen. Oh, intercepted. What a bad start on the third play. Picked up by Nate Wiggins.
First and 10 at their own 47-yard line.
So anytime a team suffers an early setback like that interception, human instinct says, Mike, we need to get away from our game plan. We need to adjust. I don't think that's the case. There's a lot of game left, a lot of chances to avenge that play and still connect downfield on some of these passes. All proven, though, Mike, they've got to identify what went wrong, let's correct it so we're able to move forward.
So the Ravens will come out, and they are led by the man who's won the MVP twice and was the runner-up a season ago. Hard to believe it is year 8 for Lamar Jackson as the Ravens quarterback.
Mike, isn't there just something different about week 1 of the NFL season? I mean, after months of anticipation, debate, speculation, it all gets settled on the field. New coaches, new teams, rookies playing their first time. Man, it's just an exciting time of year, and I'm pumped to be calling it alongside you.
Jay Flowers, the intended receiver. Now it's going to be third down. From the gun, Jackson. He manages to get the throw away and completes it. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. 20 yards on that pass play. Good for a Raven first down.
These third down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on third down.
On the option, they give it to Henry. And he shows off those strong legs running through one tackle. Give him a gain of 8. From the 24 now, here's second and a yard. They'll go again here with Henry. He'll get this inside the 20, a nice run. They're in the red zone. It's first down.
So, Mike, you know by now my philosophy on third down. If it was up to me, I don't even want to be in third down. I want to get all of my conversions on first and second down and be able to stay in those neutral down situations. So it's exactly what they do here. They lean on the ground game and pick up a fresh set of downs.
A great chance to convert that early turnover into points. Here's first and goal. They'll try to throw here with Jackson. And he will take this one across into the end zone. Lamar Jackson. Touchdown, Baltimore. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
Tyler Loop now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Ravens have their first lead of the new year. They're up 7-0 here in the season opener.
Tyler Luke to kick off for Baltimore.
Now, after the touchdown, Luke is back out to kick this one away. From the 6, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. So, Greg, here are the Bills. What a year last year. 13-4, beat the Broncos and the Ravens in the playoffs. But once again, ran into Kansas City in the AFC Championship game. Anything that we can say is that one thing to get them to the big game this time?
Well, I mean, we probably start they need Patrick Mahomes to retire. And, you know, but in all seriousness, Mike, I think when you look at Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, it's one of those things where they just happen to exist in a generationally great team in the Kansas City Chiefs, and one of the greatest players we've seen in the last 25 years at quarterback in Patrick Mahomes. So they just need, as hard as it is, they just need to continue to chip away. Just continue to go. They can't make Kansas City the boogeyman, because all of a sudden now that starts to get into your head. Continue to win the division, continue to get home playoff games. If they keep knocking at the door, eventually they're going to get over that hump, because Josh Allen and this roster, they are a Super Bowl contending team. They just got to find a way to get over the hump in the game that matters.
3rd and 6. Operating out of the gun, here comes Allen. He's got his man, that's Coleman. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. First catch for him on this new season, and it results in a first down.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
Nick Wiggins on the tackle. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 33-yard.
From the 33, here's 2nd down and 4. They'll keep it on the ground with Cook. With good blocking leading the way, he's got the first down inside the 25.
That's another Bills first down.
It just seems like every time this guy touches the ball, he makes something happen, and not all of his runs are always going to be positive. He's kind of one of those guys that's going to get a 0, a 1, a 2, but it's the home run threat. It's the big plays that really tip the scales in your favor, and when you can generate those big explosive plays on the ground, man, it makes such a big difference for the offense.
At the 16-yard line.
To the air on 2nd down, here's Allen. That's to the left side where he's got Kincaid. This drive's going to continue. They bring him down, but not before he picks up 1st and goal for his team.
Bills first down. 1st and goal at the 7.
Out of the gun, here's Allen. He pulls it in around the 5. And he's going to be stopped at about the 4.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short game.
And he'll get about halfway there. That's a gain of 2, down to the 2.
Brought down at the 2-yard
Big
line.
play coming up, 3rd and goal.
It's now 3rd and goal.
Now Allen. And he's going nowhere. Met and dropped behind the line. And now it's 4th and goal.
Line on for the field goal. A 22-yard attempt.
Zerline's kick is good. And the Bills are on the board. It's 7-3.
Bills 3.
Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in 1st and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
Tylan Wallace now on the return. He'll get this up past the 20. That's where they'll set up shop. So on come the Ravens, and Greg, what a story again last year, 12-5, 13-4 the year before that. Regular season, they have been as good as almost anyone in the NFL, but it's the story if you're living in the AFC. Get over that hump, whether it's Buffalo or Kansas City. It's hard to get to the big game on this side of the door.
Oh, there's no question, and I think if you're Baltimore and you're Buffalo and you look around, you say, man, we should have a couple Super Bowl titles. If we were living in a non-Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid era, maybe teams would look at us a little bit different than they do, but they just need to continue to stay the course. Lamar Jackson, one of the best players, regardless of position, in the entire league, multiple-time MVP winner, so they have a Super Bowl roster. Let's not make no mistake about it. They need to just continue to hold serve in the regular season, continue to play for division titles, get as many home playoff games as possible, so when the money's on the line and trips the Super Bowl on the line, they need these games to come through Baltimore.
He's going to run it.
Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short game.
Second down, Jackson. That's to the tight end, Charlie Cola. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7.
First down.
And the pistol, Jackson ready.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. A little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good game.
Again, right up the middle to Henry. He'll take this for a couple, but the official signal, he has enough for the first down. It's a pistol snap for Huntley. He'll complete this one to Rashad Bateman. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. From the 35, here's second and a couple. And he's got it, first down. A pickup of 4.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. Second and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the first down.
And a strong first down run, a pickup of 9. Setting up second and short.
Ready! Fix the Eagle! Fix the Eagle! Let's go!
Here's the give to Henry running right. And he's going to pick up the first down. He'll get down to the 15-yard line.
Well, here's where you really see the value of having a good run.
Ready?
Third and short, fourth and short. The ability to just keep it simple, win up front, turn around, hand the ball to your back, and say, okay, more likely than not, we're going to get a fresh set of downs, maintain possession, and now continue to find opportunities to go generate points.
It is second and 6.
Come on, come on.
Huntley. He's got it at the 3. And they'll stop him just short of the goal line, but they are going to have enough to convert. It's going to be first and goal.
Get it?
First and goal.
Like it, 18. Ready?
But the fullback trying to power it home. And he'll try to use that size and push forward, but it will not work. They're going to get him down behind the line. Jackson now on second down. Under pressure, and now he's going to go down. Back at the 8-yard line. Terrell Bernard. He's got his first sack of the season here early in week 1. Third and goal for Jackson. That's going to be broken up in the end zone. Incomplete. There was no space to fit that one in. And now here comes fourth and goal. Tyler Luke now to try the field goal. The kick is perfect, right down the middle. And the Ravens go out to a 10-3 lead.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
On the return, here comes White. Oh, he's got room past the 30. Nice work here on the return as they get this close to the 35.
Bills take over first and 10 at the Ravens' 34-yard line.
To throw on first and 10, Allen. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. From the 31, here is second and 7.
Second and 7 at the 31-yard line.
From the shotgun, it's Allen. This one complete to Palmer. And they will take him down at the 20-yard line. They'll come up here, 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard
From the gun, Josh Allen. That's taken in. It's James Cook. And he's going to be brought down. And with that tackle, we hit the end of the first quarter of play. So 1 quarter in the books on our first Sunday night telecast of the year. It's the Ravens out front. And EA Sports NFL Sunday returns after this. The Bills with it to start quarter number.
All right, we end up first quarter. We go in second quarter. The score is Baltimore Ravens 10, Buffalo Bills 3. And let's get back when we get after a minute.
2. They've got it. 2nd down and 2.
Alert! 3-9. What's that?
Allen going to give it to Cook. And it doesn't appear that he got to that 1st down marker. They'll only give him a yard, so it'll set up 3rd down.
And after that short run, puts them a little bit closer to the 1st down marker. And they're going to need to create more running room on the ground if they plan on extending this drive.
They'll go with the sneak. And he'll fight forward. Doesn't get a hold up, but he got what he needed. It is 1st and goal coming up.
First down and goal to go.
I know it's early in this game, but in my mind, that's 4-down territory. And certainly now the coach doesn't have to make that decision. He keeps it on the ground on 3rd and short, gets a fresh set of downs, and now they got to see if they can come away with some points.
They'll have to go the full 10 yards. It's 1st and goal. He'll run again.
And these are body blows on any defense. This quarterback has the ability to make guys miss and do a lot of damage in the run game. And that's a nice pickup there.
5-yard line.
In motion, Shakir. So now they'll throw it with Allen. That is caught. And he's close to the goal line but didn't get in. Good job to make sure he doesn't cross the plane. And now it's 3rd and goal. They'll try to sneak it here. And he will drive his way into the end zone. Josh Allen. Touchdown, Buffalo. Certain quarterbacks have a knack for that, and he finds the space to get in the end zone for the touchdown, Greg.
Yeah, just a good old-fashioned quarterback sneak. Kind of a play that's taken the league by storm. Not necessarily the tush-push like we see up in Philly, but just as effective here, Mike.
So back to level after the touchdown. Time for the kickoff. This returnable for Wallace. He'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. So here's the Baltimore offense getting set for their next drive. Greg, when you step back and look at this AFC North, Baltimore and Pittsburgh, their rivalry now really for a couple of decades has in so many ways defined this division. And they set the tone for everything that happens when you are in an AFC North game.
And you talk about divisions having identities, they have their culture. Really at the top, Baltimore and Pittsburgh kind of want to play a similar style game, strong on defense, great run game. Obviously, Baltimore adds the extra element with Lamar Jackson. To me, the fascinating team, though, is what kind of jump can we expect, Mike, from the Cincinnati Bengals?
I agree with you because if you think about the toughness and the physicality, Cincinnati can put up points in an electrifying fashion. And even when Cleveland was up near the top of the division, they did that as well. But you come back to the defensive side of the ball, and when I look at these teams, Greg, I just think, man, these are defenses that can stop anybody in the league, and that's where you've got to invest in this division.
Yeah, I think that's what's so fascinating about Cincinnati is they're kind of the outlier. They're the pass-heavy, they're the spread attack, they've got unbelievable weapons on the outside. Obviously, Joe Burrow, a quarterback. But it was the defense, and you said it, their inability to be as good on the defensive side of the ball as Baltimore, as Pittsburgh, traditionally, but especially last year, is really what allowed them to be the odd man looking in when they missed the playoffs. So I think if Cincinnati can just improve a little bit on defense, they have the offense to now enter and make it a three-man race in the AFC North.
14 on the pickup. 1st down, Baltimore.
Baltimore, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Lamar, good work from the pistol. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got it. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Here's Jackson. Now a screen set up for Henry. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down.
A gain of 9 brings up 3rd
Ready? Hop, 70, hop.
Huntley now. And he's got it to connection. First catch for him on this new season, and it results in a first down.
Baltimore, first down.
On the give, here's Henry. And he's in! Derrick Henry, touchdown Ravens.
You just don't see these kind of holes too often at this NFL level, Mike, and you can see once he got the ball, the clear line to the end zone, he doesn't get touched, and an unfortunate defensive breakdown here ends up costing him 6 points.
Luke now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Ravens go up by 7. It is now 17-10.
Bills 10.
Now, after the touchdown, Luke is back out to kick this one away. On the return, here comes White. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. So now here comes the Buffalo offense heading back out onto the field. Greg, this AFC East, a division that really has been dominated by the Bills. 5 straight division titles. It's hard to see who can knock them off that portrait.
Yeah, I think until someone decides that that's going to change, I think you just have to assume that Buffalo remains the king of the East. And I think when you look at the bottom of the division with the Jets and New England, they're clearly in a rebuild. Young quarterbacks, new coaching staff, trying to kind of get themselves out of the bottom of the division. Miami seems to me, I don't know if they're ready to compete necessarily with Buffalo directly, but Miami is a playoff caliber roster, a playoff caliber team. They've showed it in years past. So if anybody's ready to compete, I think it's Miami. I just don't know, Mike, if they are ready top to bottom over the length of the season to get enough wins to keep pace with a team as good as Buffalo.
And 2 new coaches at the bottom of the standings last year, the Jets and the Patriots. And Greg, both guys who played for a long time in the league and bring a certain amount of toughness to the top of the organizations.
Oh, absolutely, and it was very clear exactly what New York and New England were looking for. They wanted culture setters, right? It wasn't about getting the fancy play caller. It wasn't about the X's and O's. They needed to establish an identity and a culture of excellence and of winning. So no question, Mike, there was a very clear mission, a clear path to landing on Vrabel and Aaron Glenn, and they think they have their guy for the long term.
Allen now on second down. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down.
That's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 3.
From the gun, it's Allen. That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. And he's in. Keon Coleman. Touchdown, Bills. For Josh Allen, the reigning MVP of the NFL. First touchdown pass of this 2025 season.
That ties the game.
And that was just a great drive, really from start to finish, Mike. You could see the play caller just really finding his rhythm, mix in run, mix in pass. Results in the touchdown pass, but really everything they did, the entire possession worked to perfection. You can sustain the drives like that and come away with touchdowns. Man, that goes a long way towards establishing your identity for the rest of this game.
Derrick Henry heading out along with the rest of this Ravens offense. And he's been a big component of the passing game so far. You see the numbers here in the first half. This defense will need to find a way to key in on him because he's eating them up right now.
It's one of those balls where the quarterback wishes there was a string. The second it came out of his hand, he wished he could just pull it back because from the moment it left his hand, that looked like a sure interception, and the only reason it wasn't was the defender just flat out dropped.
Rashad Bateman, the intended target, and it's going to bring up a third down. The shotgun, here's Jackson. Joey Bosa. What a way to kick off the new year. 2 sacks in the first half of the opener. Oh, a miss hit there off the side of his foot. And this is going to set up unbelievable field position. That's about as bad a punt as you can hit. James Cook and the rest of this Buffalo offense head back out. So, Greg, you start to think about, okay, who are the teams that didn't make the playoffs last year that have a chance this year? Look, it happens every year. We just have to identify who they are. Who are a couple top lines for you as we start 2025?
You know, as I start in the AFC, I think the Cincinnati Bengals, and you got to think the way their season ended last year, they rattle off 5 wins straight, really on the back of Joe Burrow. We could have made the argument if they're a playoff team that Joe Burrow was the best player. I mean, he was incredible. Most weeks, Mike, he single-handedly carried that offense. Now, new defensive coordinator in Al Golden coming from the college ranks. Can he just make that defense in Cincinnati average? Because if they just play a little bit better with that high-profile offense, I think they're a team. They might not win the division with Baltimore, but they're going to be close and maybe at least get one of those wild card spots.
Why don't you flip it over? Who are the guys you're watching in the NFC?
You know, I think Dallas is going to find themselves, just the fact that I know the division is difficult. Obviously, Philadelphia remains really strong. Does Washington kind of regress a little bit back now in year 2? They were the high-profile, big splash team of last year. Do they regress to the median? Time will tell. But I think healthy Dallas, healthy Dak, healthy Micah Parsons, like that roster that we saw play last year is not the roster on paper.
And he's into the end zone. James Cook, touchdown Buffalo.
When you start talking about the qualities of a top-tier back in the NFL, Mike, we all talk about size, speed, the ability to keep your feet, the ability to have balance at contact. But the part we don't talk enough about is patience, understanding the blocking scheme, the timing, when to hit the hole, as much as what hole to hit. And I think you get a great example of what that looks like when it all comes together. He takes advantage of the scheme, and next thing you know, he hits his head on the goalpost.
Makes the score Bills 24, Ravens 17.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kicks away. This returnable for Wallace. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. Derrick Henry heading out along with the rest of this Ravens offense. You know, Greg, early on, it's always new faces in different places. Off-season movement, what caught your eye? The pressure gets there, and down he goes back inside the 20-yard line. Joey Bosa, what a start to the season. His 3rd sack here in week 1. From the gun, Jackson. He'll look for Flowers downfield. That ball incomplete. Got the hands in there to break it up. Could have been a big gainer. Instead, it sets up a 3rd down. Pistol formation with Jackson. That's the rookie first rounder Maxwell Harrison. And he is going to score. A pick six for the touchdown.
So in those one-on-one situations, Mike, so often the quarterbacks love attacking those guys in single coverage. The problem is, if you're not perfect with your ball placement and your timing, and that defensive back gets his hands on the ball, there's no one around to make the tackle, and he's off to the races.
Extra point try now for Zerlo. His kick is good. And the Bills add on one more as they extend their second quarter lead.
Ravens 17.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This returnable for Wallace. Now an opening past the 30. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. The Ravens offense make their way out to take over once more. You know, Greg, as we get the season going, obviously the adjustment to last year's new kickoff rules in place. We talked to a lot of coaches during the year. Folks didn't seem too bothered about letting the other team have the ball at the 30-yard line after a touchback. But the 35-yard line, I don't know, does that feel any different to you?
You know, it does, and I think the part that people don't talk about enough, Mike, is the impact that it's making on going for it on fourth down, not settling for field goals. Because remember, in the old days, if you got stopped inside the 5 or you scored inside the 5, it was all the difference of if I kicked a touchback, they got the ball at the 20. There wasn't that much of a spread, but now all of a sudden, is it in my best interest to settle for a field goal and kick off when I could give you the ball at the 35? Or even if I fail down there tight in the red zone on the 3, you now possess the ball inside your own 5-yard line. So I think that's an element now that's causing offenses to go for more touchdowns, kick less field goals, because the ensuing kickoff is giving my opponent the ball in much more favorable territory.
You know, the other rule that is adjusted are overtimes in the regular season will mirror playoff overtime, each team getting the ball. I'm so happy, Greg, because it just felt so incomplete when a team got to overtime, but then their offense, which may be the best part of the team, never got on the field.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree more, and you hear everyone saying, oh, well, just get a stop. Well, you know, it's that legendary game between Mahomes and Josh Allen where neither team stopped it. It was just an offensive touchdown festival, so you won a coin toss, and you get the ball. Well, the other team's defense hadn't gotten a stop the whole game. If Josh Allen got the ball first, he probably would have scored on the walk-off. So I love the idea of both teams getting the ball. If a game is good enough to go to overtime, let's finish it. We don't need to be in a rush. There's no curfew. Let's let the guys finish it on the field. A lot more similar to how the regular game goes and not have significantly different game flow come overtime.
Trying to get it to Dalton Kincaid there. And it'll bring up second down. They'll run straight ahead with Cook. Now Cook loses the football.
And with all this talk about ball security, I can tell you firsthand, Mike, a lot of it just becomes mental. It's like the more you think about it, the more you stress it in practice, it almost gets worse. It's one of those things that when it starts to spiral, it's just hard to pull yourself out.
Jackson going to give it up on the pop pass. And he'll be met in the backfield and drop behind the line of scrimmage.
It's a loss of 2.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up second and long. It's second down and 12. Jackson looking to throw. Now, deep ball for Bateman. And this will be incomplete.
I think when that ball left his hand, he had visions of a big play, and then that big play almost got flipped on its head because I think he's lucky that that ball didn't end up going back the other direction because that defender got both hands on it but just couldn't come down with the pick.
This offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack. Here's Jordan Stout now. As the drive went in the wrong direction, he's on to punt it away. So, 2 minutes to play in a back-and-forth first half. Greg and I, back with more on this opening week after this. Here's their punter now. As this drive went backwards, he's on to kick it away. Oh, he shanked it. Headed straight for the sideline. And not the greatest of efforts there, as this one will land out of bounds. Head coach Sean McDermott there as the Bills get set for their next possession. We'll have a short field in front of them as they try to extend this lead out further. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Here's a handoff to Cook. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment, and keeps this to a modest gain at best.
That's going to be incomplete. Good work by the defender. Bodied his man up. Wouldn't allow the catch. It'll force 3rd down.
It's now 3rd down and 9 yards to go.
Operating out of the gun, here comes Allen. A pass caught right side by Coleman. And will move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line.
3 yards.
Ball down to the 16-yard line. And it's 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
And in motion is Coleman. First down, Allen. They try to set up the screen, but this one doomed from the start. It's incomplete.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
Throw once more. Here's Allen. That is caught at the 3. And they continue to be tough to stop. Chance to extend the lead even further as they are set up with 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
Here's Cook. Trying to push the pile forward, but he's not going to get in. They stop him up short.
It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and goal.
Now a timeout, Buffalo. They're 2nd. They stop it here with just under 40 seconds until halftime. 2nd and goal. Here's Allen to throw. They'll set up the screen to Cook. A second effort, and he is in. James Cook, touchdown, Bills. What a start to the year. His 2nd touchdown in this opening half.
Makes the score Bills 38, Ravens 17.
Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. This returnable for Wallace. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Ravens offense going to take over just before the half. They find themselves down 3 touchdowns here. Needing to flip the script in a hurry. And they'll start it here on 1st down. Now Jackson going up top and looking for Andrews. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. That pickup good for 29 yards. So, halftime straight ahead. And we go down to Scott Hansen, who has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick recap of the first half, which has been strongly one-sided. This is heading towards blowout territory unless they can come from behind and get themselves a victory. Let's find out what happens in the second half. Let's go back out to the commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Scott, thanks. Probably a tough halftime for the defensive coordinators, trying to do something to slow down these offenses. What a show they put on in the first half. This returnable for Wallace. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Ravens offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. Well, Greg, this is going to take a lot of self-reflection here. You build up so much for the season opener. To struggle like this has got to be